Now we looked back, we've looked at this week. Let's look super far forward, which is what Jeremy Fowler of ESPN is doing. He was talking a little bit on ESPN about who are the best upcoming free agents. And of course, whenever anybody's going to talk about free agents, they're going to talk about the two Pittsburgh Steelers quarterbacks. And Jeremy Fowler said, well, the Steelers, they might not be able to retain Justin Fields next week or next year. Quote, the Fields experiment in Pittsburgh can be classified as a success. He played steady, if unspectacular football in 6 games as the starter, winning 4 of them. So a return can't be completely taken off the table at this point, but Russell Wilson's quality play since taking over the job could force Fields to look elsewhere. What are your thoughts on this from Jeremy Fowler saying, listen, the Steelers, they got what they wanted out of Justin Fields, but he might want a little bit more out of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised at all. I think the most surprising part was he could get a Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield situation because they went to Carolina and had to compete for a starting job. And I'm sorry, but I don't think Justin Fields goes anywhere and competes for a starting job next year. I think he gets the starting job no matter where he goes. That's the only thing that I looked at and said, what are we talking about? But I do agree, and I think this just kind of put another stamp on everything that I've been told, everything I've tried to tell you guys, is that they'll keep one of them. That one is most likely going to be Russell Wilson, and there are only 2 instances where that changes. The first one is the Steelers just suddenly stink, and this season turns to a flaming ball of crap, and Russell Wilson loses the job between now and week 18. And number 2 is Russ goes out in the blades of glory and rides off into the sunset and says, I'm a champion in Pittsburgh. I've done what I needed to do. We're going home, and calls it a day, goes and spends his time with Sierra and the kids, and Mr. Unlimited packs it up and hangs the cleats up one last time. And then boom, the Pittsburgh Steelers are saying, well, Justin, come on, pal, you're next. You're that guy. Those are the only 2 instances where I see Justin Fields returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Otherwise, this is very much so Russell Wilson's job now and in the future. I'll ask you this, guys. There is no better place to be during football season than at a Pittsburgh Steelers game. And now Game Time has this new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I, as everybody knows, am going to see Creed in a couple of weeks, and it was effortless finding my tickets on Game Time. Why? Because they lay everything out for you. All-in pricing shows you the total up front with no surprise fees at checkouts. Seat Views means that you get to see a panoramic view of your seat in the app before you ever buy the tickets. The lowest price guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And Game Time ticket coverage, your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use our code ALLSTEELERS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code ALLSTEELERS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. Is there any part of you that feels the risk is not worth the reward? If you could keep Russ for 3 seasons, by the time he's done, he'll be pushing 40.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that a risk you're willing to take, just judging off of this season alone?
I think that as of right now, no, because it's a 3-week sample size. But if he continues to play as he has, and he goes out and plays and wins playoff games, then yeah, I think you're more inclined to say, all right, we'll keep going with Russell Wilson, just because that's the level at which he has taken this team. I mean, they were good under Justin Fields, and don't get me wrong, I'd love it if the Steelers could bring back Justin Fields, and even if they push this to another year and say, Justin, you can come back and you can be the backup again, but he deserves a starting job. He earned a starting job, but because of the level that we've seen Russell Wilson take the Steelers team to, it's Russ's job in Pittsburgh right now. And that's unfortunate for Justin Fields. It's unfortunate because I really wanted to see Justin be that future QB1 of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but
Agreed.
he's earned himself a starting job somewhere else. There's 32 of these jobs every year, and every year there's about 6 or 7 that come up for grabs at the end of the year. You're telling me the Las Vegas Raiders wouldn't like to go from Gardner Minshew to Justin Fields behind center? Somebody is going to offer this guy a lot more money and a lot more opportunity, which is unfortunate because I think he's a perfect fit in Pittsburgh, but he does deserve his flowers and he does deserve that opportunity. I just think that with the way that Russ has played, he's already kind of taken this for himself in Pittsburgh.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I do think there's some risk associated with it because he's an aging quarterback. And, if you get him for one more good year, awesome. You could have Justin for 10, and what's the difference there? Well, the difference there could be in 10 years, you can win 0 Super Bowls, and one more year you can win 1. And well, that's a massive difference. But I do think there is some risk reward associated with this decision. That being said, we don't make that call. We just speculate what that call will be. And we're pretty confident that call is going to be Russell Wilson.